Welcome to today's Vinyasa class. Please come to the top of your yoga mat and set your feet hip distance and parallel. Lift up all 10 toes, spread them really wide before you pin each toe back down onto the earth. Place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, and connect to the sound and the sensation of your breath breathing through you. This is a traditional Ashtanga-Vinyasa flow practice, and the intention of this practice is to breathe through this moving meditation in a way that everything else that's happening in your life right now can disappear just for 1 hour together. Gently blink open your eyes. Inhale, take both arms up overhead and look towards your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, fall to the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen through your spine. Exhale, plant both palms, step back into a high plank. Hold here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, engage the muscles of your legs. Exhale, hug your belly into your spine. Inhale, reach forward through the crown of your head. Exhale, push back through your heels. Inhale, zip up through your midline. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower everything onto the floor. Walk your hands back alongside your front ribs. Loop your shoulders back. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Flex your feet, push through your palms and your knees. Lift up and back. Find a downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bend both knees. Look forward. Hop or step forward. Inhale. Spring your heart forward. Exhale. Fold. Let it go. Root down through the four corners of your feet to rise all the way up. Stretch your arms up overhead. Now exhale your hands back to heart center. Mountain pose. Rest your hands alongside your body. Find stillness here. Now take your tongue to the back of your two front teeth. Tuck your chin in towards your chest and begin to breathe Ujjayi breath, victorious breathing. With a gentle constriction in the back of your throat, you can hear this breath, you can feel this breath. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, fold to the floor. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into your high plank pose. Hold again. 5 breaths here on your own. And gently lower all the way down to your tummy. Take your hands back beside your side ribs. Press down through all 10 toes. Loop your shoulders back. Lift up to baby cobra or press through the tops of your feet and the bottoms of your hands. Lift up your knees, your shins, your thighs. Open across your collarbones and spread your shoulders back. Upward facing dog. Now drop those knees to the floor. Release your hips back towards your heels. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Really good. Bend into your knees, hop or step forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to release. Push down through your feet to sprout up through your hands. Look up. And now release your hands to your heart. Find mountain pose again. Reconnect with that Ujjayi breath. And if Ujjayi breath isn't landing in your body, try breathing in and out through your mouth like you're fogging up a car window. Make that ha sound. And then simply close your mouth and continue to breathe in and out through your nose as though you were fogging up a car window. Begin. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, soar down to the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step into your high plank pose. Now on the same exhale, lower just halfway. Turn onto the tops of your feet, spread across your chest, lift your heart, upward facing dog. Exhale, float over your feet, downward facing dog. Inhale here. exhale, inhale, exhale. Last breath in. Breathe that breath out. Bend into your knees, hop or step forward. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale to release. Root down, rise up, reach up. Release your hands to heart center. Find mountain pose. Soften here, soften here. Surya Namaskar B. Take your feet hip distance apart, bend into both knees. Draw your tailbone down, pull those front ribs in, and take your arms either right out in front or stretch them up overhead. Sink your hips a little lower so you move past that place of comfort and into a place of challenge, of effort, of intentional effort. Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale, fold forward to the floor. Inhale, pick up your chest halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step into your high plank pose. Same exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, lifting through your front line. Exhale, downward facing dog. And slowly step your right foot between your hands. Turn your left foot down on the yoga mat. Set those left toes so they're on a 45-degree angle, pointing towards the left long edge of your yoga mat. Scissor your inner thighs together. In fact, start to draw your right hip back. And now use your hands to walk up your body for warrior one. Both arms are outstretched overhead. Maybe your hands are bound or separate. Root down through the outside edge of your left foot. Now internally rotate your left thigh as your right hip comes back. All these little pieces come together to create a simple yet extremely challenging shape. Breathe here for 3, 2, on 1. Plant your palms onto the floor and float back, plank pose. Stabilize before you lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to lift into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands. Ground your right foot. Your right toes are facing 45 degrees towards the right long edge of your yoga mat. Your feet can be hip distance apart, as wide as you need to feel stable. Climb up your body. Use your body as a support mechanism in these shapes. Now take both arms up overhead. If it hurts your shoulders to bind at the palms, then don't. Separate your hands, spread your fingers wide. Start to internally rotate your right thigh while you ground through the outside edge of your right foot. Inhale, lift your heart and then your chest. Exhale, drape your fingers back down to the earth. Find plank pose, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And of course, anytime this is too intense, you simply turn your downward dog into a resting child's pose. 5 breaths. If you come down to child's pose, perk yourself up into downward dog, bend into both knees, look forward, hop or step forward, lift to lengthen, lower and release. Root down, sink your hips low, stretch your arms just out in front this time like you're holding onto a great big beach ball. Loop your shoulders back, hug your belly and drop your tailbone down. Come to stand, hands to your heart or alongside your body, mountain pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Please step your big toes together. Spread the rest of your toes really, really wide so you can feel your feet clawing down into the earth. And then bend into your knees, find your chair pose, and draw your kneecaps in. Draw your knees in towards one another. Keep pulling your pubic bone up, draping your tailbone down. Hug your hands together at heart center. Could you forcefully push your right hand into your left hand into your right hand, your right knee into your left knee, and your left knee into your right knee, and then sit even lower. Lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, release. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to high plank, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward. For this variation of warrior one, we'll take a warrior lunge. Stand the ball of your left foot, scissor up through your midline and reach both arms up overhead. Bound or released, it does not matter. The work here is to draw your right hip back, that left hip's reaching forward, and there's an internal rotation of your left thigh. If you're arcing through your lower back, think about drawing your tailbone down, pulling your belly button up, and feel that work through your left quad. A big breath in, please. Exhale, plant your palms. How strong do you feel? If you're feeling full of strength, keep your right leg lifted as you lower halfway. Then drop the tops of both feet down to come into your back bend. And downward facing dog. Stabilize with your right foot before you step your left foot forward and come up into your warrior lunge. Root down through the four corners of your left foot. Draw your left hip back as you tweak your right hip forward. Zip up through your pubic bone, push back through your right heel. Stretch your fingers wide. Your arms are lifting up high, high, high. Good. Inhale here. And now exhale, take both hands down to the floor. Maybe work through that three-legged vinyasa transition or not. Find downward facing dog or child's pose for 5, 4, 3, 2. On one hop or step forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Drop your hips low, hands meet at your heart, and straight away come up to stand. Relax your arms alongside your body, mountain pose. 5 breaths. From mountain pose, inhale, stretch both arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge your hips, chair pose. Draw your tailbone down, lift through your chest. Exhale, fold forward, let it all go. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, plant both palms, step into your high plank pose, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, stand the ball of your back foot as you reach arms up overhead. Exhale, take your hands to the floor, step back plank pose, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, release your palms to the earth again. Step through plank, through your vinyasa. Your back bend takes you into downward facing dog for 3, 2, and 1. Bend into both knees, hop or step forward. Inhale, sprout up through your heart. Exhale, let it go. Sink low in your hips, stretch your arms up overhead, and now release mountain pose back to where you started. You've come full circle. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, bend through your knees, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, release Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms, step through plank pose, lower all the way to your tummy. Interlace your hands behind your back, zip your shoulder blades up, lift your heart, your chest, your toes, your shins, your thighs. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, lower down to the earth, let your cheek kiss the floor, stay here. Place your hands alongside your body, push up and back, downward facing dog. Look forward, step your right foot between your hands. Inhale, reach both arms up, warrior lunge. Hold here for 5. Ujjayi breath. 4, 3, 2. On 1, rotate towards the left, open wide. Find warrior 2. Your right heel will intersect with the arch of your left foot. As your gaze soars over your right middle finger, dive deeper through that front knee as it drives over your third toe. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, bend your right elbow, place it onto your right thigh. Stretch your left arm alongside your left ear. Plug that shoulder back into its shoulder blade. Soften the inner arch of your left foot, but root down through the outside edge of your left foot. Good. Now zip up through your pubic bone. Draw your left ribs up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink a little deeper into your right knee. Inhale, twist your body all the way back up, straightening through both arms and your legs. Stretch your right fingers forward, release your right fingers down. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Instead of collapsing, lift up. Feel a springful action here. Spread through your fingers. Stay active through every bit of your body as you practice. Notice the resistance to being present. Notice the distractions. Breathe them away. For 3, 2. On 1, root down to rise back up. Stretch both arms wide. Take your back leg, step your back leg halfway up your mat and open your right leg to the outside edge of your mat. Square your hips forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Come down towards the floor. Inhale, perk your gaze up towards the tip of your yoga mat. And as you exhale, walk your left hand to the outside of your right foot. It may come up onto a book or a block. Take your right thumb, push that right hip back. Start to soar your right ribs up towards the ceiling, and maybe your right hand comes too. You can bend your knees as much as you'd like to here. Find a connection to breath for 3, 2. On 1, take your right hand back down to the floor. Walk your right hand up towards the upper right corner of your yoga mat, and now turn your whole pelvis towards the left. Kick your left leg up and back. We're moving into Ardha Chandrasana. Your left hand can come to your heart or to the sky. Keep plugging in through your midline so everything's hugging into center. As you take your left arm up, could you even lift your gaze up? Kick through your left heel. Draw your left toes towards your face. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, you're simply taking your left hand towards the floor, leveling out your hips before you kick back your left heel and decide, will you stay here and flirt with this 3-legged balancing shape, or do you take your hands to your heart center, press your heart forward, lift that left leg up, reach through the crown of your head, and fly into warrior 3 for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, nice and slow, come all the way forward, bend into your left knee. Bend into your left knee. Take your peace and love fingers of your left hand and catch your left big toe with those fingers. Option A, stay here. Option B, extend your left leg forward, plug that hip back in towards its socket, and perhaps open out towards the left. If you've come this far, you might explore with opening your right arm out towards the right and peering over your right fingers. Play with the wobbles. If you fall, it's okay. Come back into the shape. Slowly return that left leg back through center and walk it down to the floor. Do whatever you need to do here. Maybe you're just still. 5 breaths. From the top of your yoga mat, bend deep into those knees. Sink your hips low like you're squatting out in the bush. Take your arms forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Let it go. Inhale, lift your heart and your chest. Exhale, plant your palms, step into your plank pose, lower all the way to your tummy. Bend your knees, take your hands back behind you, and either reach for your ankles or the outside edges of your feet. If you can't catch your feet, it's okay. Just keep reaching. If you can catch your feet, kick your feet into your hands into your feet, and start to lift by any amount. Think long, not high. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put the opposite cheek than before down on the floor. Breathe here. Place your hands alongside your body. Push yourself up and back into that ever familiar space of downward dog. Now step your left foot between your hands and reach up into a high lunge. 5 breaths. Warrior 2, open your arms wide. Gaze over your left middle fingers. 5 breaths. You're only with your breath from here on in. Please bend into your left elbow, place it onto your thighs. The opposite arm stretches up alongside your ear. Perhaps you look down or up overhead. 5 breaths. Root down through your feet. Inhale, lift up, straighten both arms and both legs. Turn your gaze over your left fingers as you reach them forward before pouring your weight forward and find your Trikonasana triangle pose. 5 breaths. Root down, rise all the way back up. Take your back leg, step it halfway up your yoga mat. Readjust wholly here if you need to. Your right toes are facing out on an angle, left toes face forward. Rotate your hips forward before you fold. If this is too much on your hamstring, please bend your front knee. First, take your hands to the floor and then begin to flirt with that revolved triangle shape by walking your right hand to the outside edge of your left foot, maybe onto a book or a block. Plug your left thumb into your hip crease before reaching your left arm up. 3 breaths here. Really good. Release both hands down. Take your left fingers to the upper left corner of your yoga mat. Reach your right leg up. And start to reach your right arm up as well, opening your whole pelvic floor towards the right. Your gaze can stay towards the floor. It might lift up overhead, but think about getting really, really long. Push through your right heel, draw your right toes towards your face, stretch up through your right fingers, rotate your right ribs up, externally rotate your left thigh. 1 more breath in. The breath out takes your right hand down onto your yoga mat and levels out both hips. Kick back through your right heel. Hold here in this 3-legged airplane variation. Maybe just flirting with reaching one hand or one finger up away from the floor. If it feels good for your body, you can go ahead and take both hands up. Start to soar. Warrior 3 for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, move with me through this miraculous transition. From Warrior 3, bend into your right knee, lift it all the way up towards your face. Take your peace and love fingers, wrap them around your right big toe. Either stay here or stretch your right toe and your right foot forward. Either stay here or open that right leg out towards the right. Again, if you've come this far, why not try to stretch out your left arm as well, and perhaps even look over your left fingers. Let the breath keep you steady even when you stumble. Pull it back through center, rewind the shape, find mountain pose, pause there, breathe there, relax. From mountain pose, bend into your left knee and take the inside edge of your left foot into your hand. Meanwhile, stretch your right arm up overhead. Draw both shoulder blades back, plug your belly button in, and bend slightly into your right knee as you start to extend and back bend. Natarajasana, but dancer's pose, is opening through your back body, stretching through your quads. Create space here by breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Gently come forward, place your right foot down onto the floor, pick up the opposite leg. Bend into your knee, stretch your arm up alongside your ear, and find your dancer's pose. Be still with breath. And gently return back to mountain pose. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen through your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank pose, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, pigeon pose. Drop your right knee behind your right wrist and release to the floor. 10 breaths. Press your hands into the earth. Lift yourself up. Lean onto your right hip and sweep your left leg all the way forward until you can step your left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Take your left hand back behind you. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, rotate. Plug your right elbow across your left thigh. Look back behind you. Deepen that rotation by rooting down through your left foot and your right thigh. And now walk your left fingers a little bit further away. Press your right elbow into your thigh. Can you twist an inch deeper? Inhale. Exhale. Really good. Turn back through center all the way around to the other side. Take a little counter twist. And upon your return back to neutral, your legs might stay where they are, or perhaps your knees can stack in shoelace pose. With your right leg on top, inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, take your right arm under, give yourself a hug, or press your palms together for Garudasana arms. 5 breaths into your upper back here. You might opt to add one final breath in spinal flexion in a forward fold. Good. And then unwind your arms, unwind your legs. Come through Navasana on your way out. Plug your knees together, stretch your arms out. Roll your shoulders back, lift your heart and your chest. Hold here, 5 breaths. Perfect. Release your Navasana. Take your left leg forward, stretch your right leg back behind you. Here you are, pigeon pose on the other side. Sink right in, fall right in to this nice, sweet, juicy hip stretch. 10 breaths. Press your hands into the floor, lift your heart up. Lean onto your left hip so you can swivel your right leg all the way around this time. Place your right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Take your right hand back behind you. Inhale, your left arm stretches high. Exhale, dive into that spinal rotation. Look back behind you. Push your right foot into the floor. Push your left thigh into the floor. Maybe inch your right fingers a little further away. Breathe here. Come back through center into a full counter twist to the opposite direction. And now as you return back through neutral, you might stay here and work on your cow face pose from this shape, your forward fold from this shape, or you can start to heel toe your right foot a little bit further away. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale, take your left arm under, give yourself a hug, or take your palms together. 5 breaths as you are. Consider folding forward for one final breath. Lift yourself back up and out right into Navasana yet again. This time, could you extend your legs by any amount? It doesn't have to be full extension, but see if you can push yourself just a millimeter straighter or longer than you did before. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Drop your feet onto the floor. Sweep your body around. Come to stand up on your knees. If you have sensitive knee joints, place a blanket underneath your knees. And from here, take your hands to your lower back, plug your shoulder blades in, drift your belly button up, and fire up your glutes and your quads. Your gaze could stay forward. It might lift all the way up. 5 breaths. Ustrasana, camel pose. This is our first of 2 rounds. Turn the tops of your feet onto the floor. Settle your bum down onto your heels and your hands to your thighs. Close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale through your mouth. If you're coming up for the second round, come on up, flex your feet, place your hands on your lower back, draw your elbows in, your tailbone down, your pubic bone up. It's really important that your glutes and your quads are strong here to protect your lower back. So go ahead and activate those muscles and decide if you'd like to flirt with coming a little further. Maybe place one hand on one heel, both hands on both heels. And if you come to this place, keep pushing your pubic bone forward, trying to get your hip joints right above your knees. Loop your shoulders back, lift your gaze, breathe into this open, open heart for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, backtrack, rewind, and find your way into our counter pose, just sitting down onto your heels. Inhale. Exhale. This takes us to our final big back bend, which is called saddle pose. Bring your knees together and draw your heels outside of your hips. Place your fingers towards your feet, loop your shoulders back. You could stay here. This is an exceptional place to be, and if it hurts your knees, get out straight away and come to rest on your back. Otherwise, bring your elbows down to the floor. Maybe take the crown of your head down to the floor. And for those of you that are super, super flexible, you might come right down onto your backs. Just be where you are for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Patiently walk yourself up and out of your shape. Press your hands onto the floor. Float back, downward facing dog. Can we flush a vinyasa through our body? Inhale forward to high plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, hop or step forward. Come into a comfortable seat. Stretch both of your legs out in front, but bend into your left knee. Step your left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Just like our previous twist, take your left hand behind you, press your right elbow into your left thigh, flex your right fingers, lift through the crown of your head and gaze back behind you. Inhale, exhale, come right back through center. Pick up your whole left leg and plug your left foot into your inner right thigh. Start to hinge over your right leg. Keep those right toes active. Breathe here, 5 breaths. Inhale your body back up through center. Take your left leg straight out. Replace that bent knee with your right foot. Step your right foot beside your left thigh and walk your right hand back behind you. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale, rotate towards the right. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Embrace that deep twist through your spine. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Pull back through center, bend into that front knee, and plug your right foot into your inner thigh. Perk up through your chest and then fall down towards your leg like you're bowing to pray to your own body. 5 breaths. Inhale, walk yourself back up. Take your right leg beside your left leg. Stretch both arms overhead. And now hinge forward. Take your peace and love fingers perhaps around your big toes. Stretch out through your spine before you release into spinal flexion. Breathe here. Inhale, rise back up. Use your hands to help you come all the way down onto your back. As you arrive there, hug your knees into your chest and just rock from side to side. Feel your heart rate start to slow down. Feel your nervous system start to calm down. Let your knees fall over towards the right. Open your arms wide. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Soften here. Drive your knees through neutral only to take them over to the other side. Find your spinal twist in the other direction. Return your knees through neutral. Release down for final Shavasana, corpse pose. We will spend a full 5 minutes here. So bundle up if you're chilly. When you get to this place, close your eyes, rest your hands on your tummy or turn your palms to face up. Take rest here. You start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Open and close your mouth. Take a great big yawn. And now stretch your arms up overhead. Reach through your toes. Bend into both knees and roll onto the right side of your body. Pick yourself up. Come up to a cross-legged seat. In your cross-legged seat, keep your eyes closed and just notice your vibration, your energy. Notice how you feel energetically, emotionally, physically. And with all that you've experienced, all the movements and breaths that you've taken, can you now gather your hands at your heart and make an intention inspired by this practice? Make an intention or a wish for yourself or someone else. Say it to yourself, loud or quiet. And make believe for just a moment that it could come true. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide. Exhale. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, your center of intuition. Thank you for practicing always and forever. Namaste.